My bloody circus ears! Greetings, everybody. Welcome to the Tuesday Tirade Entertainment Talk Show with myself and the amazing Tom Connors here with you today. We have a lot, well, not a lot, but we have some stuff to talk about. We'll give you about an hour, maybe a little bit more entertainment, and hopefully catch you up on the happenings of the day. Anything going on with you, Tom, that we need to know about, my friend?
I don't know. I saw that Weird Al teaser trailer, and I'm not impressed.
Yeah, neither was I. One of our amazing members here and friends on many of our channels sent me that it was rough. Monkey Jeebus sent that to me, and I'm like, going, this is not looking bueno. So, but oof, we'll see. We got 6 out there in space. Great to see you. Thanks for being here, dear. We've got Cosmic Squirrel checking in from the cosmos. Trav 101 is here, as is D Bud Martin. He says happy Tuesday. Thank you. Let's see. We've got a member chats. This is kind of cool. I love this idea. You guys are brilliant. Way to come up with something cool. So member chats. Thank you for that. Let's see. Trav 101, I think I said hello to already. Greetings. We got Tom here saying Midnight's Edge After Dark Testes. There you go. Let's see. Olaf Von S is out there in the world. We've got Diablo Dame. Greetings, Diablo Dame. It's been a minute. We've got Accidental Tourist out there. Good to see you, my friend. So many more, including Keith Howard. Great to see you, bud. I hope everything's going well. The ever lovely Tina Bojan is out there, still stumping for Moon Knight, despite the fact that Oscar Isaac came out sounding like a complete maroon cartoon today.
What do you do now?
He's still spouting the garbage about the Florida narrative that's been, debunked like 20 times.
I thought they moved on to Roe v. Wade.
Well, this must have been something prior to that, but let me tell you, it is what it is. They're not going to be able to. This is their last, what they call wedge issue. I don't want to get into the politics of it all.
It's like they just move on to the next fucking thing.
Yeah, to try to gin up support for what is really something that's dying. So interest in that particular super far.
Definitely don't want to get into that one.
Yeah. But yeah, Louvrian Imakara hanging out with us here today, as well as James Hurley. Great to see you. This is actually a good place to start. James Hurley says, Tom, what are you guys' opinions on Paramount Plus series that offer it is one of the good shows on there with the mayor of Kingstown? I haven't seen Mayor of
Kingstown.
Yeah. I tell you what, they did not really impress Wall Street today with their, or should say yesterday, with their quarterly earnings. The market started wobbly anyway. So, I mean, let's just be fair. There's a lot of disinterest in what's happening on the trading floor. And there's a lot of reasons for that. The Fed is one of them. But the thing with Paramount is, they loop in the Showtime stuff, which, is, the remnants of their cable thing. They loop them into these subscribers, just kind of like HBO did with HBO Max. So it's not really a true representation, I think, of the actual like subscribers they've gained for streaming specifically, but they did. It's a decent number. It's just Wall Street's unconvinced. In fact, I think I have an article to that effect. It's just, I don't know. What are your thoughts on Paramount going forward, Tom?
Oh, Paramount's fucked. But as far as the offer, it's fucking brilliant.
You think so?
I love the show. It's a great show. Can't wait for the next episode. But I have not seen Mayor of Kingstown yet.
I'll have to check that out. Yeah, I keep hearing great things about The Offer. Mayor of Kingstown, I've heard, is good. I haven't had a chance to check them out at this point. Right now between work and doing YouTube and all the other stuff I'm doing for the new channel I'm hoping to launch by the end of the month. It's going to be. I'm a little bit busy, but according to Paramount, according to Deadline, Paramount shares wobble on Q1 results. Wall Street hasn't fully embraced its streaming story. I don't think anybody's embracing anybody's streaming story anymore, courtesy of Netflix. Tom, what do you think?
Yeah, HBO Max is doing okay.
Well, yeah, okay, that's true. Of course, that's also under the new leadership of the only person in the room that seems to be an adult, David Zaslav. But it looks like shares went down about 1% midday through the day, obviously because of the reported results. The stock initially dropped as much as 7% to near 52-week low in the opening minutes of the session because obviously, right, post earnings, you should see that. You should probably actually do a short. You should always expect if there's things that don't meet expectations, you should probably offer a short in there if you play that way on the table. But I'm not recommending you do anything in the markets because that's not my gig. I'm not a professional in that matter and those matters. But Paramount said it reached 62 million total streaming subscribers in the first quarter, and almost 40 million of that is Paramount Plus. So again, they're looping in the 22 million people in something else. So I don't know, but I thought this was an interesting story to bring up because they announced other goofy stuff. Tom, are you interested in the Jackass series on Paramount Plus?
We had that before. It was on MTV.
Yeah, well, it's coming back. Oh, and so is Yo MTV Raps, by the way.
Yeah, I remember they mentioned that before when they mentioned Beavis and Butthead and all that stuff. So I'm not surprised.
Why are they re-pimping everything from the previous quarter? I just don't understand. Don't understand. We got a few folks rolling in here. We got the Sentinel. HVP is here. We've got Duck Nation. What's up, my friend? Runner is out there. We got Pickles. What's up, Pickles? What About is here. Says ahoy, all. Indeed. KR Nut 82. Rogue Disney's here. Good to see you, my friend. Let's see who else is out there. Deleted Scenes. What's up, my friend? Good to see you. Lovely Sherry is out there in the world. E. Clay Thomason, good to see you. Emotionally Unstable Robot, great to see you. Alufrian and Makara, suck it, CBS, indeed. Show me the numbers. Well, they're not good. Gosh, let's see. They're down about 1.5% right now on trading. I don't know. They've really, their performance has been very poor for a long time. I mean, we've been talking about it over the course of the last couple of years, Tom, if I'm not mistaken. We've been talking about the slide of Viacom CBS. Look at that, 29.79.
I just want to win the lottery so I can buy the Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, that'd be awesome, right? And this is the coolest thing ever. Member chat says, and this is, thank you for giving me the member chat. This is so awesome. Whoever this is, you're a brilliant human. Thank you. Member for 7 months. Gold Club. Frosty and Blue. Is it 6?
Yeah.
6. You're awesome.
You're our guinea pig today.
I'm a pig?
Thanks. Yep.
Excellent. Anyway, Frosty and Blue, Giant ×2, the leader began to say, most definitely true. Wow. Wonderful prose. Is Roku buying Stars? I don't know. I did that happen?
I did not know that if it's true.
Yeah, wow. I'll look that up. James Hurley says, "Culture, the two South Park Paramount Plus movies were funny too, but Halo and Star Trek, man, they hate sci-fi. They're terrible at it."
Even the South Park movies weren't that great in comparison to this last season we got here, the 5 episodes. Those were hilarious in comparison.
Yeah, I
They
I don't know.
really
You are the one telling me that we're seeing a reboot when it comes to some of the stuff in a positive direction over at Paramount. So
depends on what you're referring to.
Well, the animated stuff.
Well, we know we're getting Beavis and Butthead. TMNT, on the other hand, we're getting the stupid Rise of the TMNT movies coming in August. Then I think the next one on the docket is the Seth Rogen CGI animated one. And then Colin Yost from Saturday Night Live and his brother are supposed to be working on the next live action Ninja Turtle movie. But that one I don't expect before 2024. So yeah, we've got 3 projects that are upcoming here. But I'm assuming this Rise of the TMNT thing is kind of shutting it down, ending that part of that, because they don't even have the toys anymore. Like, I don't see them anywhere. So
okay. Well, I want to return to good animated stuff. So I think is Roku buying Stars? Well, according to Market Watch, I guess Apollo Global and Roku are buying a minority stake in Lionsgate. So
what exactly is Roku? I mean,
Roku is a streaming player. It's a box.
Okay, I know that. Like, that's what I'm trying to figure
plugs
out.
In your thing. But they also have their own channel, the Roku channel. It's an ad-supported streaming channel that has a lot of content.
I think I have that built into my TV.
Yeah, a lot of people do. And Roku will stream John Wick 4, Borderlands, and other Lionsgate films for free. That was one of the things that they were. Yeah, this is something I reported on a few.
Well, here you go. There's, I think, Stars and Lionsgate are either owned by the same company.
It's Lionsgate owns Stars. They bought them for $4 billion.
Stars, yeah.
They bought them for $4.4 billion in 2016. So, but it's interesting. Let's see. The new Jackass show will be passing the torch show, so don't expect to see much of the OG. Yeah, I think that was also
You're probably right.
As well. Yeah,
that I can understand or I can see.
Oh, wow. Rogue Disney asked the question of the hour. Tom, your thoughts on this question, please.
How long can Disney wait before they have to straighten up because of the stock dipping? Wait for what?
How long do they have to wait before they straighten up? I mean, they are tanking hard. At what point do you think they pull the ripcord on their woke agenda?
Ain't looking too good for them. They'll probably get a little boost, but it's they really needed.
They had a small bounce.
Huge.
Yeah, they had a small bounce. They went back up a little bit yesterday, but they're back on a negative trend today. They didn't lose nearly as much, day over day, because they had been trending towards losing 2 or 3% a day. And again, they're back down again today from the start of the trading day. I don't know. They're so in the negative though. I mean, they have lost. I'm pulling it up so everybody can see. Am I looking at the right thing? Yep. No, Paramount Global, wrong screen. All right. Let me reshare here. But it's sorry, I got a lot of stock tickers up right now. Here we go. You can see. So let's go to the granular level of 6 months. So we'll expand out, not be quite as daily granular and go out 6 months. This is where they were in November of 21. Okay. They're trading at 170.08 and they've been nothing but a free fall to 113.34 as of right now.
They've lost roughly 40, almost, no, 20 some percent almost of their.
It's more than that. And when you we'll take it out
20%, because 170 down to 113 is what?
I'm not doing the math right now, but
I'm really good at like percentages. I'm not real good at math though, but somewhere around the 20 some percentile. So?
Yeah. Well, let's go. We're going out a year now. So year to date, just a year to date, they were sitting at 156 and they've fallen to 113.
I was gonna say somebody out there is better than me at math. 17%. See,
17%, Tommy. Thanks,
I was close. I'm good at percentages for some reason.
Okay, so let's go out 1 year. So May 3rd, 21, they were at 185.51.
So that would be closer to 20% then,
Yeah, that's a hell of a fall, kids. And they're saying that they're still trying to say, well, this has a bullish pattern. I'm like, I've known it was a bullish pattern forever. Where have you been?
See, I don't understand those terms as much. I mean, I guess bear and bull I kind of understand, but not too much.
Yeah,
I'm very,
excuse me.
very like
They've had a
cursory when
bearish
it comes
pattern.
to.
I'm sorry. They've had a bearish pattern forever.
No,
Not
no, I'm just
bullish.
very
Yeah,
cursory knowledge, but
yeah.
so
Yeah, no,
just
I just flipped them in my brain. I don't know why I just did that, but no, bullish versus bearish, right? They still think that this thing is positioned to do well. It's not even close to.
Well, it's
Okay,
because they had
so
they finally had a little bit of an uptick, I think, here this last week,
yeah,
and that's because of Doctor Strange, and Doctor Strange is not going to make the kind of money they're projecting, and
nowhere
that's
close.
where I think that their stock's going to bounce back a little bit,
Yeah,
but it ain't going to bounce back as much as they're hoping, I bet. Because
no,
unless this movie makes more than $150 million at the box office this weekend,
look,
that's not going to be enough to make
it
that jump.
it doesn't have a chance. And look, I'm not going to bury the lead, folks. Hollywood, the studios are completely stupid. Yeah, Rooster Teeth is awesome. Thanks, Hamdinger. Let's see. T. Bud Martin singing to the Disney folks. Yeah, free falling. Yeah. My degree is in math, but I'm eating lunch. Okay, fair enough. They are back to 2018 numbers. Shit hits the fan and they fall below that, in my opinion. They're about to, I think, Tommy. The reason I think so is what
And that's
Tom
when they
just
were in the
mentioned.
middle of fucking Star Wars business. They should have been doing all right. And that's in the near the midst of that was the year before their biggest year ever.
It was. So, but let's take a real quick look. These are the reviews for Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Mana. There we go. All right. I went and grabbed the top critics, right? Because I'm thinking, okay, shill's going to shill. Look at who these top critics are, right? Donald Clark for the Irish Times says, waving his arms in front of his face as if directing the world's tiniest traffic, Cumberbatch can't quite shake the impression of an old school conjurer in a tacky end of the peer review, end of the peer review, which basically means he's a carny magician. That's basically what he just called him.
I don't know who that guy is though.
Okay, well, he's a top critic. All these are starred people or top critics. We've got Kevin Mayer of the Times in the UK. He says that in terms of Raimi's back catalog, it's more Spider-Man 3 than Evil Dead.
That's not good.
Wow. You have the Marvel Cinematic Universe has officially jumped the start. Yikes. That's from the New York Post. You have Joanna Schneller. There we go. I finally said it. There may be a universe in which I feel the barest thread of emotional connection to even one thing that happens during the 126 minutes of loud, smeary nonsense that is Doctor Strange, the Multiverse of Madness, but I doubt it. Wow. There's a positive one. It says it hits the oohs and ah marks we expect from a well-crafted Marvel adventure, but even
he's
with
from the rap, but I don't recognize the name.
No, I don't know. Yeah, I've never seen him before. Anyway, but even with Sam Raimi at the helm, this entry goes heavy on the spectacle, but light on the humanity. A lot of people are going to say things similar to that. That was a positive review, guys. The other one is Tim Grierson says Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness clearly bears the fingerprints of director Sam Raimi, who infused the material with the same trippy, giddy spirit which has guided his best work. Okay, that's overly glowing in my opinion. Screen International, I've never heard of. Here, this is an AP review from Jocelyn Novak. This is going to be weird. Perhaps the Marvel Universe is finally starting to feel like a long-running comic book series, or maybe Phase 4 just hasn't kicked into gear just yet. That's not glowing. Anyway,
we're almost at the end of Phase 4.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's weird. Lots of 2 out of 4s, right? The film constantly pushes back against its own possibilities. Both WandaVision and Loki took more creative risks. Robbie Collin from The Telegraph says, if you enjoy watching a handful of randomly selected...
I don't know any of these people.
Yeah, well, these are top critics, Tom.
Ooh, I don't recognize any of their names.
That's okay. You know,
Harry Nemiroff. That's the first one I fucking recognize, and she's from fucking Collider.
That's
now she's actually just YouTube now.
Yeah. 4.5 out of 5. Yeah, well, she's a shill, bro.
Brian Truitt. Anyway, I think I know Brian Truitt. I think I've heard that name.
I'm fascinated by this, right?
Who else is there? Go to the next one. Let me see some actual. No, next.
Oh, the next page. Okay.
Let's see if there's any critics I actually fucking recognize. Owen Gleiberman. There's one I actually recognize.
Well, he's a Variety. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look,
Well,
it's a
he's been around forever.
Yeah, it's the film is a ride, a head trip, a CGI horror jam, a what is reality Marvel brain teaser, and at moments a bit of an ordeal. It's somewhat of an engaging mess, but a mess all the same. See, that's not glowing to me.
No, but I just want to hear some critics actually know. Let's see here. Matt Singer, there we go. Sam Raimi movies through and through.
Yeah, I gotta catch this right away because it doesn't seem like Christine's gonna be here. Christine, the killer car for $2. Thank you very much, dear. Says just wanted to say hello. Can't stay long. Well, thank you for being here. Again, my condolences to your family, my friend. I'm very sorry, but I'm sorry. These don't look glowing as far as the reviews go.
Well, really Matt Singer just says a Sam Raimi movie through and through.
Really?
Yeah, right there, Matt Singer.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, I'm sorry. My scrolling is broken. I need to take a blowtorch to this mouse.
No, I know, and I got upset too when I heard Chris Gore's take last night because I really trust his,
Really, what did he say specifically?
Let's see here. The specifics, as I read last night as well, you may have left already by that point.
Yeah. Tommy actually says, so if critics hate it, is the movie actually good? No. That's the other thing, right? It used to be like if the critics hate it, the audience is going to enjoy it. My takeaway isn't that. It essentially all the points that it hits, everything that I have heard was everything I heard almost 2 years ago that the film was going to be. And, even with the reshoots and adding all these cameos and all these characters, nobody wants to go to a death fest, which is what this storyline was going to be all along. And I'm not going to give out any spoilers. I'm not. If you want those, go somewhere else. But
he said it's 2 hours and it felt 2 hours long. Lacks heart and humor, falls flat. The fan service cameos couldn't save it. Felt a bit too Disney Plus to me. Plot line out of a video game. Big disappointment. That's what he said.
Wow. That's not good news.
No.
But I didn't expect good news. I didn't expect anything from this film.
No, you did say that, but yeah.
I'm sorry. What did I say or didn't say?
That it wasn't going to do very well.
Yeah.
Or that it wasn't going to be good or whatever.
I don't think it's going to be good. They projected the numbers down, Tom. They thought at one point in time this thing could open at 200. They thought it could get 200, 205. Then those numbers started to slide. You started to see it go, well, it's probably going to do 180, on an outside chance at 200. Then they're down to 170. Then they're down to 150 plus. Where do you think this thing falls? And this is Mother's Day weekend. Are you going to take your mom to see this film? I don't know.
Not likely.
LOL. I got to take a blowtorch to this mouth. There we go. This movie. Oh, wow. Deej is here. What's up, Deej? He says this movie will only rate 1 grumpy on the Amber Turd poop on the bed scale rating. 1 horrible up to 5 great movie. There you go. 1 grumpy. God, that was the best music video ever created in satire. Or is that is satire, right? Yeah. The magic is gone, says Dash Attack. Indeed. What else is out there? Runner's like, I want it to be good because I'm a Sam Raimi fan, but I'm more worried now. You should have been all along, brother. I told you it was going to suck rocks. Do you think the reshoots played a role in the film's mixed reception? Mecha, I don't know, man. All they did was that I'm not going into spoilers, guys, because a lot of the stuff that you've seen out there, the leaks and things, especially if you're one of those people that is in the leak community, they were very much along the lines of the things I'd heard, and they seem to be somewhat true. So if you want to spoil yourself, go to town. I think you can find BGR. BGR has a pretty decent bit about where those leaks are, so you can go look them up if you want to. Yeah. Joe Blow said it was a movie hoping to save itself with cameos. Trav 101 from the UK. Yeah. Tom, did you hear the number? Did Chris give a number on the on whether or not we're right on the over under for cameos? I mean, because it's dumb. It's lousy with them. I'm guessing no. Wow, KR Nut 82 is even thinking lower of it. I think it'll be lucky to crack 100. Well, I don't know. Has Odin gone on the record yet? Is anybody? Can anybody?
Idea.
Yeah, can anybody suss out whether that happened?
It'll do 120 to 150 easy.
Yeah, I think, man,
it's getting over that 150 mark that's going to be the trouble.
Yeah, and then what do you think happens? It dies on the vine, right?
I don't know. It depends on the reaction to it. I mean, these I can't go off of these critic reactions, and Chris Gore, I may agree with him more often than not, but that doesn't mean that the audience is going to.
Yeah, Oliverian thinks if it hits 130, it's going to be a miracle. I don't know. Godzillionaire comes in with a good one. Doctor Strange in the Multiversa. Meh. Love it. Cool, Runner. I can't wait to see you do a video on it. So if I'm not seeing it, this is weird. I'm not going to see this film. I'm not going to see this film. I'm not going to give them any more money while they continue to destroy crap. Scarlet Witch in the Multiverse of Wokeness. Indeed, Olaf. Indeed. Let's see. Oh, wow. Joe Blow even said that Joe Blow said to them, it felt like a movie created by executives, not creatives. I promise you that's exactly what happened. That's what's been happening for a while. You have people who are not creatives giving notes, and the notes they're giving have nothing to do with the film. They're about injecting stuff into it, whatever that happens to be. Of course, it's a Disney company, so you probably can assume what they want to insert places. I'm having fun saying things creatively. Tom?
Yes.
We'll move on in a minute. Let me get to these supers. Tom's like, I don't want to talk about them. Dash Attack for $4.99 says, chances Sonic 2 can beat it in the overall box office. I don't think so. No. I think this film... Okay, so you know what? Magic eyeballs. Or magic crystal ball, whatever. I think this film does numbers close to the Batman, and just like the Batman, the studio goes, "Oh crap." I'm stepping out. I don't think Tom wants to get on the same branch as me, though.
Well, I don't want to. How do I put this?
We'll see what happens the weekend.
Kind of, yeah. Like, I'm not even convinced the movie's necessarily bad yet until I see it. And again, that doesn't mean, even if I don't like it, doesn't mean that the rest of the general audience isn't going to like it. But it's just, as far as box office wise, we may not see it as this big, huge success if it doesn't make $1 billion. But unlike Batman, Doctor Strange is not fucking Batman. And the last Doctor Strange movie only made what? $600-700 million probably. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it opened to 65 million.
So, like, if this does better than that, it's still a win in their eyes, right? Like, because I'm not even so sure if Spider-Man's necessarily in this all that much. They haven't shown that part in the trailer, and I would think that they would definitely try to bank on that if that was the case. So if he's in it, I'm assuming it's just a very small cameo compared to what we had heard. I don't know. It depends on the reaction from the crowd. I know Chris said what he said, but never underestimate the normies. Like, they will eat certain things up that we just think is redonkulous. Batman's a great example. I mean, I know there's a lot of fans in this chat too, and I'm not trying to put anybody or cut anybody down as far as that goes, but I mean, to a lot of people, that movie was the best Batman movie ever, and it was this huge success. And Warner Brothers will ride that wave, sure, but internally they are pissed because that movie should have made $300-400 more million than it did.
Yep. Yeah, they were thinking it's going to rock 1.2 billion. That's what they were thinking. Did it cross 800 million yet? I don't think so. And I think it's done.
It's not going to. And here's the thing is like normally you'd be like, yeah, DC, he's got to really quit banking on making $1 billion on these movies. But at the same time, when it comes to Batman, they should almost be able to bank $1 billion on a Batman movie.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Let's finish this one up though. So I don't know. I don't think it can in overall box office. I'm pretty sure this film will be in that $800 million category. I don't blame Raimi at all. I don't know if it's his fault at all. I mean, based on everything we are continuing to hear coming out of Disney, he may not have had any of the control that he needed. I don't know. And then, of course, it's a corporate product. Yes, that's pretty clear from a lot of people's descriptions. And Trav 101, you can check out BGR and Reddit for the spoilers, my friend. Let's see. Oh, E. Clay Thomason says, I heard Doctor Strange 2 was great looking, well acted, but the plot is weak. Sounds like a typical Disney Plus show. There you go. I did think this sounded interesting. Did you see this? That Stallone is getting a show on Paramount Plus called Tulsa King. Did you see that, Tom?
Heard something about it.
I think it's pretty interesting. Taylor Sheridan's going to run it. Interesting. Right. We'll see. I hope it's good. I really do. Dark Nation says there were already 43 million in pre-sale tickets sold. Okay, well, we'll see. You can always cancel your pre-sales, like especially if you're like with that AMC thing. What's that AMC thing called? Stubs. Yeah.
I mean, the movie's going to do well. There's no way it doesn't make a million or 100 million this weekend. That's even on the low end.
We'll have to see.
But as far as going back to the Sonic thing, comparing Sonic to like Marvel though is not a good comparison. Because it's like two kind of different levels.
Yeah, it is. It's true. But Dash says he's not even going to do a video on it either. Yeah, I'm not Dash. I'm not. I'm holding my money, to the limited restrictions I place on it, which is very limited when it comes to Disney now. So, I mean, there's still circumstances where they get my money, but absent the things I'm obligated to, through other stuff, that just ain't gonna happen. Runner got his ticket for free, and that's another thing with promotions. Zonzol 10 says the MCU's dead to me. I just bought a Switch and I'm playing Pokemon Legends. Awesome. The Bat Tom. Speaking of the Bat Tom.
What? I've been on vacation. I went to Hawaii for a few days. I heard Ezra Miller's been fucking shit up.
I think possibly.
So I thought I'd go teach a little motherfucker a lesson. You know what, though? He wouldn't fight me. He's like, I can't fight you. You're not a girl. Little bitch.
Dude, that's awesome.
I gave him a wedgie, and I'm like, run fast now, motherfucker.
That's funny. Speaking of which, how do you think that film's going to do?
It's going to do next year.
Okay. So we'll see then.
Yeah, we got a long ways off for that movie.
Yeah, and you're going to have a bunch of MCU fanboys that'll go no matter what. That's true. And you're right. Everybody's right. We don't know what the normies look at. Oh, Captain Trek's here. Hey, buddy. Good to see you. Marvel puts a lot more effort into their promos, says Six. That's an excellent observation, and I agree. I really feel like you get better trailers from them.
They are definitely promoting the hell out of this movie.
They are.
I don't know how much they put in the advertising budget, but yeah, I've seen shit everywhere for this movie.
Hey, what's up, Bush? Good to see you. Bat Wedgie. You guys are funny. Okay, I'm going to talk about something you guys just did a video on.
Skid mark.
Oh, and I hate this story passionately. This is
Oh, you
bumming
talking
me
about
out.
Murray?
Yeah, this is bumming
Well,
me
there's a
out.
little more to this than we got into our video.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so let's get into the basics and then I'll get into that.
Okay. So if you hadn't heard, if you hadn't watched the Midnight's Edge video, well, first of all, you should. So even if you already get the story here, you want to watch the video. There's a lot of detail in it. But Bill Murray's being accused of inappropriate behavior on the film set. On the film set, it's called what? Being Mortal.
Yeah, it's based on a nonfiction book called Being
Right.
Mortal, and what's the rest of it? It's got some long ass stupid title. Something about the likeness of being in life and death and all that shit.
Right. And
Written by some doctor.
Yeah, the lightness of being or something very similar, I would imagine. Has been an education for me, is his quote. And we watched this video the other day, of him like making these statements and everything. But Bill Murray is speaking out after being accused of an inappropriate behavior on the set of his new movie, Being Mortal, a new film directed by Aziz Ansari, who recently suspended production after a complaint was made against Murray for allegedly inappropriate behavior. Speaking for the first time about the incident, Murray told CNBC he had a difference of opinion with a woman on set. I did something I thought was funny, and it wasn't taken that way, he said. Murray didn't provide details, but he said the production was suspended because the studio wanted to investigate what happened, adding that he's trying to make peace with the woman in question. The Ghostbusters star also described the situation as quite an education for me, and reflecting that the world's different than it was when I was a little kid. What I always thought was funny was as a little kid isn't necessarily the same as what's funny now. Searchlight Pictures said they're looking into the complaint. It had been decided that the production cannot continue at this time. Our hope is to resume production. It's unclear when Being Mortal could start filming again or whether Murray will stay on the movie. But he told CNBC that if he and the unidentified woman can't get along and trust each other, then there's no point in going further.
Yeah, and as you can tell by his response, he's obviously been through some kind of struggle session.
Yeah.
He's clearly trying to work this out with the individual, from what we could tell from his response. And so the fact that the production hasn't moved forward or they haven't been able to get past it tells me Kiki is the problem. She is the one refusing to get along and work with Bill on this. And the thing that bothered me is, okay, we did a pretty good job of breaking down the timeline in our video. But there was two things that we didn't get in there. There was one thing we just completely ignored, and that was because right off the bat, there was a shit ton of people who not only assumed that Bill Murray was the problem,
Right.
but they went to the worst places. Like there was a supposed and this comes from Page 6, which is a tabloid.
Yeah.
And everybody was quoting this, that he was supposedly misbehaving with women in a sexual manner. There was no proof of that. Okay. Secondly, especially if you go by Kiki's original post on Instagram, there's absolutely nothing remotely like that. Not only that, nothing even like racist either. So you think damn well if there was one of those two things, she would use those two things to go after Bill. No, but what she does is use the piddliest of piddliest things in trying to pretend that she's grandstanding about professionalism while acting in a very unprofessional manner. Then it come to find out that 2 days after she posted that, and on the exact same day that Deadline Hollywood had reported that the production had shut down that week, on the 20th of April, a big old puff piece came out about her.
Oh boy, of course.
So the timing of this seems very fucking sus.
Well, it's PR.
It almost seems orchestrated as fuck. By her people.
I guarantee you it's a PR hit piece.
Oh, yeah, this whole thing, and they've been trying to cancel Bill for a while.
Forever.
I think we did a pretty good job of covering what is the actual news in this story in that video. The only thing we didn't get in there that I wish we had, but it's so conspiratorial, I guess would be the word, would be because that article that dropped on the 20th as well, that it basically was titled 2022 is Keke Palmer's year or something like that. So yeah, it all, and as we've learned from the JD trial, none of these things are coincidence.
No.
They always happen for a reason. They're timed that way.
Yep.
And we kind of are getting an insight into how the industry looks at things.
Yep.
And I thought it was an amazing piece of testimony yesterday when we had Mr. Mark, I can't remember his first name, when he basically had said, and this is a guy who's been in the industry for years, that he has never seen the industry change and shift so quickly as it did for the Me Too movement. And basically, in so many ways, we see the same thing with the woke movement. So I can see where he's coming from. And this guy's been in the business for years. Because, I mean, he even told stories about he was in the same room when they made the deal for Star Wars and George Lucas asked for the toy rights, for instance. That's how long this guy's been in the biz.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't know, Tom. I mean, we've seen the best and the worst that's been set to offer from Hollywood, and right now it's just constant.
Well, and he even said that they even put these clauses in contracts now because of the Me Too thing, and that's
morality clause. Yeah, that was part of that testimony. Indeed. Yeah, amazing. Well, Toxic Man Flu sent us a super chat. I want to make sure I get it. For $5, says, "Hail Culture and Tom." Well, hail to you, my friend, and thank you for contributing to the channel. Appreciate that, indeed. Let's see. Oops. We got 6 saying, "Where does the inappropriate behavior come from that's in the headline?" We don't know.
That came from the original report.
Yeah, and inappropriate behavior. So he said something. Is basically his statement is he said something that was funny.
And in if you read her Instagram post, at no point does she say anything outside of showing up late and or just like basic behavioral things and how you present yourself and stuff like that. Nothing that like, so-and-so was acting racist or in a sexual manner or being, abusive in any way. Because even in his statement, I think it tells a lot when he says, something that I thought was funny when I was a child or little kid is the way he put it, is no longer funny now. Well, that tells me it's got to be something pretty juvenile, right?
A fart joke?
A fart joke and or, what somebody said, and I think it's probably correct. This is probably the most likeliest of scenarios because this happened they hadn't even started production yet. This was during rehearsals.
Maybe table read?
I don't know if it was a table read or an actual block rehearsal.
Okay.
But chances are they probably were meeting for the first time, and somebody's like, "Bill, this is Keke Palmer," and he's like, "Oh, is your sister Rosie?" I think Toxic Man Flu said that's probably what the joke was.
Toxic's probably right.
And considering it's not. It's not to that point where it can be considered sexual harassment in any way, but it's juvenile enough. And I think that's the kind of thing, like you said, or a fart joke. Like the farthest extreme I could think that would be juvenile before taking it over the edge would be mooning somebody, maybe. But even then, you would think that they would try to push that into the sexual harassment category. Because that's what they try to do. They try to make themselves out to be a hell of a lot more of a victim than they really are. And that's where I'm saying, like, we know we've got everything we need to know from Keke Palmer's fucking statement. The fact that she kept his name out of it and she was being blatantly honest with her feelings tells me that it's a big nothing burger.
Yeah.
I mean, do you want me to read her statement real quick just so we know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, let me bring it up here. You can
hang on.
Absolutely read it.
Give me a second, but yeah.
Real quick, though, Trav 101 says, before we get to that, Bill's response was disappointing. He's a 71-year-old megastar. He's setting an example for other actors. Well, we've seen everybody with these.
I think he was pressured heavy duty into it. Because as you can tell by the way he's acting, he definitely didn't think he did anything wrong.
Yeah. This Keke person, Tom's grabbing the statement right now, so we'll take a look at it. But it's crazy.
Yeah, I even have. Let me see if I can get her Instagram thing up here.
I've never heard of Keke Palmer, neither have I, nor would I care.
She's been in the business for years, I guess. I guess she's a Disney brat, somebody told me.
And this is going to be her year, finally?
Yeah. Well, not only that, she's like a singer and shit.
Oh.
And her Instagram name is Big Boss, by the way.
That says a lot.
Anything, yeah. She just did a new statement here too. No means no, even when it doesn't pertain to sex.
Oh man, F this chick.
F
this chick.
Let me see here. Where is this post? I don't understand how to use fucking Instagram. Sorry.
I'm not a fan.
I'm trying to figure it out.
Instaface.
Hang on. It's in my original script here. Hang on.
Anteaters are responsible for UFOs, says Milton.
What?
I love that. That's brilliant. Quite possibly true.
They're probably from UFOs. They brought platypuses with them.
Hey, Stunt Brat. Good to see you.
Okay, sorry for the delay here. All right.
No worries. I'm just saying hi to people.
On April 18th, 2 days before the piece dropped in Deadline, she wrote, and I quote, let me just bring up the Instagram thing here. I think. Yeah, here we go. I found it. Okay.
Wait, Duck Nation, who may know, I heard that he joked about pulling her hair.
Something like that, maybe. Yeah, I don't know about that. I think that was from one of those other reports where they were just grasping at straws for shit. Because there was 3 or 4 reports that came off that Page 6 article that were jumping to grand conclusions.
Yeah. Hey, Steph. Good to see you.
I'm sharing it now, Culture.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I was saying hi to Steph. I apologize.
Anyway, she says, it's not always about how good you are at the actual job. It's not about how you show up to the job. Are you on time? Do you have a good attitude? Are you efficient? Are you flexible? Are you calm under fire? Do you represent yourself and the employer well? Are you a good communicator? These are things people sometimes don't think matters, especially those who work in fields that come natural to them. It can double your rate in any field if you create an enjoyable experience for any client. You can lower your rate when people don't like the experience of working with you, no matter the outcome of the actual task. I'm talented, but I'm not arrogant enough to believe that there aren't many talented people. However, not every talented person is a professional, and people pay for professionalism. Now that's free game. Happy Monday. Smiley face with a halo. Now, what in that statement even screams he's pulled her hair? None of it.
None of it. She's basically she's basically saying he's just not professional.
She's saying that, and not only that, she is ripping into who he is by this.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't know that she was paying Bill Murray.
Yeah. Well, not only that, I mean, she's not on the same pay scale.
That's the thing. I think that's where the bigger problem lies, and
money.
I think this thing was more orchestrated in that sense, to where she's feeling like, why is it that Bill can do this and I can't? Because, lady, he's Bill fucking Murray. That's why. And I know it's not fair, but nobody's going to see this movie because Keke Palmer's in it. Sorry.
I agree. Stephanie's projection. Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, by the way, Stephanie had an epic rant video. It was either yesterday or day before yesterday. I was like, goodness.
Look, can Bill be difficult? Fuck yes. Yeah. Can he be an asshole? Hell yes. But I have yet to hear or get any solid evidence on a lot of the projected stories that came out in the last week. That's the thing. You go through any of these articles, 90% of the stories, aside from the Lucy Liu one, are all secondhand accounts. And either Richard Dreyfuss himself has not commented on it, even though his son has put this story out there. Richard himself has not, and he very well could. And the other story, the lady's not even alive anymore, so she can't even give her firsthand account of it.
It's insane.
Bill has never even commented on either of these incidences.
No. Look, on a set, you're going to run into personality
They
conflicts.
even tried to drag up shit about him and his wife.
Yeah.
I think one of his ex-wives tried to accuse him of shit, and I don't think he was ever convicted or anything like that I know of.
No, but this has been happening to him for a while. They've been trying to get rid of him. It's a real shame. Hey, Maria, good to see you, dear. You can check out Maria with T and Telly's channel anytime you get a chance. It's pretty cool. She does a good job over there.
I think just to get into the projection aspect of this is, she's pissed off that she knows that people pay Bill Murray 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times as much as she's probably making for him to show up and be Bill Murray, and she didn't like that.
Yeah,
that's what a lot of this I think is about, Eldritch. This was all orchestrated so people now know who the fuck she is.
Yeah,
this is an Amber Heard 2.0 move.
Yep. Oh, here we go. Trav 101 says she's equating a joke with assault by saying no means no. She knows people make the association. That's how these people play.
Yes.
That is so. We are in a bad place, kids. We need to start calling this crap out more often than not. We absolutely have to.
What bothers me more is that the studio is pandering to this bitch. That's what we're seeing happen here. I'm willing to bet that Bill at first called their bluff.
Yeah.
That's what he meant by, well, if you think you need to shut down the production to fucking investigate a joke, then go for it.
Go ahead. Yeah.
And they're like, well, we will have to because that's the way the Me Too movement works.
Yeah. And so now
well,
think of this. This chick, if Bill says, you know what, I'm done. You can't replace Bill Murray easily.
In all honesty, he probably should have.
He's like, okay, I'm done. I'm out of here. You bow to this kind of pressure. I'm done.
But here's the thing with Bill. He's not your typical actor. He doesn't have an agent.
No.
He doesn't have any of that kind of shit to where when he does something, he's doing it for somebody or because he wants to. Right. So he's doing this because he feels like this is something he wants to do or he's doing it for somebody. And the fact that they have been able to break him like this breaks my heart.
Yeah, it's not good. It really
because Bill Murray would have been one of the last guys I thought they'd been able to fucking get to bend a knee like that.
Yeah. Wow.
It's not about money. That's just it, Sandra. If it was about money, he'd have walked away. That's just it. That's my point exactly. It's not, he doesn't do movies for money anymore. He does them out of pure, I want to do this. Like, it's because he wants to be in it. He feels something for the project. It's not about the money anymore. He's worth almost like 200 like some $1 million or something like that. I think he's gotten that they say he's worth. So I think he's worth a hell of a lot more than that. Yeah, I mean, she may not be wrong about the professionalism aspect of it, but it's Bill fucking Murray and he's 70 some goddamn years old. You're not gonna, and we saw this on display with Johnny Depp, and that's where I see so many parallels, right? Like that guy on the stand yesterday says, you pay for Johnny Depp. Him being late and the other things that come along with it, that's part of the contract. As Andre likes to put it, that's the price of doing business. But you can handle that, right? Like, so what if Bill's an hour late? So what if he may not necessarily show up in the best of attitude? But when the director says action, you get fucking magic, right? Same thing with Johnny Depp. He may not show up on time, but when you say action, he turns that shit on and it's fucking gold, right? You can't replicate that, and it's worth putting up with some of the bullshit. And this is a constant in Hollywood. Some of the greats have always been known to be difficult. Brando, Hitchcock, you name it, from actors to directors. They've all. There's not just men alone. There's women too. What's her face? No wire hangers. The
Mommy Dearest.
Yeah, the character, the actual person. Can't think of her name now. But there's been plenty of actresses too that have been known to be difficult to deal with. In fact, Lucy Liu herself has been accused of being difficult to work with.
Yeah, she's been accused of being very difficult to work with. Kind of a bitch on wheels. But Tommy Mudd says she's going to be in Nope, so the hype got to her head. Maybe.
Joan Crawford, thank you, Trav.
Crawford, thank you.
Six got it first, but yeah.
You guys are on fire. Thanks. You guys are on fire. Yeah, I couldn't think of her name, but look, Bill refused to do Ghostbusters for 3 years. Longer than that.
Refused a lot longer than that.
Yeah. They'd been going after it. God, the studio.
Well, and I actually believed why he didn't do the last script they gave him, because Harold did it with those guys who wrote Year One or whatever the fuck the name of that movie was. Oh, really? And he said the script sucked, and I believe him because that movie was trash. And I'm just like, I think Harold's losing it. What the fuck, man? Because it's a horrible fucking movie. Like, it was bad. It was worse than Caddyshack 2.
It was worse than Caddyshack 2?
It was worse than Caddyshack 2.
I didn't see it, so I wouldn't know.
Which one?
Ghostbusters
Caddyshack 2
video
or Year
game is
One?
good enough, indeed. If you want a Ghostbusters 3 from then, yes.
But no, it is Bill's fault. We didn't technically get a Ghostbusters 3 to this point. So
Yeah, Clint Eastwood is like that too, joking around to the last minute, but brings it when action is called.
Yeah.
Love that. Yeah, dude.
oh, he's a real
Eastwood-
like laid
yeah.
back motherfucker. I've heard.
And Stunt Brat would know. Probably worked
Now,
with
isn't
him
he
more
the
than
one
a
that
few
doesn't even
times.
say action?
Yeah.
Isn't that right? He doesn't even use the word action. What does he use? Like when you're ready or something like that, he says. I can't remember the exact term, but he doesn't say action. He says something else.
Yeah. No method acting. Yeah, he's incredible. Dude. I would have loved to have been able to just hang out with that guy, sometime. But yeah, I love Clint's work.
I'm pretty sure it might be When You're Ready. He says
It
because he
might
says
be,
it real
yeah.
quiet, like.
Yeah, I loved Afterlife.
Well, he said it because he didn't like getting screamed action at him all those years. So he's
Yeah,
like,
he says when Clint is directing, yes, when you're ready. That's so good. He says, "Okay, go." Speaking of "Okay, go,"
oh, is it okay, go? I knew it was something simple like that. It's like, yeah, he's just like, okay, go, or whatever. He's just like,
but like I said, I mean,
it's not he doesn't like the pressure of the action. It's just like,
Stunt Brat would know, so I'm going to take Stunt Brat's word for it.
Yeah,
so,
I think he's right. So, well, I think it might be okay, go.
Yeah, she, yeah. But Stephanie, yeah, go ahead. Okay, somebody says go ahead. All right, well, something like that. Anyway, so here's the interesting thing. We don't have a lot of other news. There's not a lot happening out there. I mean,
well, the JD trials soaking up all the air.
Yeah, I mean, it's sucking up all the oxygen in Hollywood right now, and nobody's dropping anything but the necessities right now because of that during the week. So we get a glut of news. If you guys have noticed, Fridays have been jam packed. Not just because that's yeah, it's not just because they're taking out the trash. It's because literally this trial is sucking all the oxygen out of the room. So. Yeah.
Well, it's never a trash news day. That's the day they drop the news they want you to miss.
Yeah. I like. Yep. 23 years in the business, indeed. Yep. Yeah. Oh man, we love you too. Thanks for being here. Absolutely. Yeah, this is true. This I think Stunt Brat can also tell us that this is true. Clint does one rehearsal and one or two takes. Yep. That's it.
He don't fuck around.
No. And you know what? Think about how quick he gets a movie done. And the studio hands him $60 million every time. He's like, well, I want to make this movie. And they go, here's $60 million. He goes, oh, thank you. And then he goes and makes a movie.
I think he should make, there's 2 movies I think he should make before he goes.
Do you think he would be good to direct like a biopic or, not something, but I'm saying like of John Wayne.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that seems like the perfect project.
Okay, so 3. So that one, but he's got one more Western in him.
I hope so.
And I think he should do one more Dirty Harry movie. And I know your first thought is, but he's like fucking 80 years old.
I think he could still do it.
Hear me out. My point is you find a way to wrap him back into the story, even though he's been retired for so many years. Yeah. There's ways you can do it.
Yeah, exactly. He does 1 or 2 takes. That's it. Plus, he uses the same crew for years. It's the same team. The guy knows everybody that's worked with him knows where he wants him to be, what they want him to do, what he wants them to do. The whole 9 yards. It's fucking great.
The world we have Dirty Harry right now.
Oh, Dirty Harry. So good. Trav 101. Wow. How about it? Like bad guys coming back at Dirty Harry. That even though he's
that's what I'm saying. It's you just find a case that was never completed. From years ago and something in the past that's they need him for consultancy and
you worked on this. Yeah, it would be great. Trav 101 for £5 sterling. Thank you for that, my friend. This is proper money.
Wow, he's 91 already. Damn, he don't look it. I knew he was old, but shit, I didn't think he was much. I didn't know he was 91 already.
91. I can't believe that for a minute. He sounds like he doesn't sound his age because when he talks, it's sharp. He's sharp. He says, can you think of a single actress whose career benefited from Me Tooing someone? I can't think of anyone. Kiki will be the same. I can't either. Who benefited? I mean, obviously, maybe Amber did, but not really. An actress who benefited. I don't know.
a lot of them had their 15 minutes during the Weinstein and Cosby case, but I wouldn't necessarily say they benefited per se. But Amber is a prime example because nobody knew who the fuck she was before that.
Yeah.
And this all coalesced with her being an Aquaman. And the same thing here with Kiki. Like, I feel like this was all orchestrated to where now we know who the fuck she is, even though she's been in the business for a lot longer than you'd think.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, some people know who she is, but
I don't think anybody. Yeah, I don't think she's not going to launch her career off this. Let's just put it that way. Maria says we're great. Well, thank you for that, love. Appreciate it. Mel Gibson's an awesome.
She thinks she will, but somebody in the comments made a comparison to Ray Fisher. And they said that's funny because I almost used that as an example, but then I would have had to done it for all of Andre's examples. So it was easier for me to just use pictures of Bill Murray.
I think D. Bud Martin says that we can't make Dirty Harry because San Francisco don't believe in police now. So.
Well, that's why he needs to come back.
Ooh, even Andrew Robinson is still alive, says Joey. Didn't know that.
Maybe do Dirty Harry more like Deadpool or Death Wish.
Hackman retired. I'm not going to say what I've been told about what's going on with him, but yeah, he's 93.
Is he not doing well, or
he's not well. There's stuff going on. I'm going to put it that way. So,
well, he's been retired for years.
Yeah.
The Duck Eye says.
Oh, you know what? This is a good idea, Joey. Clint Eastwood needs to cameo in the new Lethal Weapon as police chief or commissioner. Same character as Dirty Harry. That'd be so great. I don't think they could cross the streams, but it'd be good.
No, but actually now that gives me a better idea than a cold case. Just give Dirty Harry a day in San Francisco. He'd be like, fuck this noise. I'm about to die anyway. He'd go on a fucking rampage.
Well, what about says something that we know is true? A lot of females are getting work behind the scenes thanks to Me Too. Yeah, there's a lot of garbage that came about because of this. So behind the scenes, people have gotten it. Yeah.
Well, regardless if anybody's necessarily benefited per se from it, and which there has been. I mean, there's a lot of people who've been. The thing is more people's careers have been hurt than because it's not a lot of actresses going out there and accusing anybody of anything. It's people who aren't famous or well known, or even in the acting industry for that matter, they're accusing people of this shit, like actors usually.
Yeah.
Right. So that's kind of the case. So you have people who, even if we, let's just say that 10% of them are actual true, assaults.
Yeah. Really.
The rest of them are just people basically getting a high off of the attention they're getting. And it used to be something like people didn't want this kind of attention, but now we live in a victim society, right? So like the victim on the hierarchy of things is always trumps everything else.
That's
right. And you have these people who are playing the woke Olympics. And when you're white and you can't get a leg up on anything else, if you're not LGBTQ enough, if you're not whatever of these things, the easiest way to trump anybody else's victimhood is to be, the victim yourself. So you got to basically, even if it's not the biggest scenario, and I almost made a bad fucking, I'm not even gonna get to it, but like I said, Amber's a great example of this whole situation, right? She was a semi C-list actress at best before she married Johnny Depp. After she married Johnny Depp, she might have got bumped up to B-list actress. I mean, I think even Johnny insinuated that if it wasn't for her marrying him, she wouldn't have got the Aquaman
part. Yeah, he didn't insinuate it. He basically said it.
Yeah, he basically said it. Yeah. And then after that, now you can almost consider her A-list for the last couple of years because people know who the fuck she is, mainly because of the Johnny Depp situation, not so much of Aquaman.
She's not going to do well going forward. I think this was a bad move for her overall career, but her career trajectory reached a higher level because of it. But Stunt Brad says, Culture, I saw Clint's last film, Cry Macho. Some people said it wasn't his best film. I'm like, he's 91, laughing my butt off.
I thought it was pretty good.
I thought it was fine. I watched it.
I don't know
twice.
what people are expecting out of it.
I didn't appreciate it the first time through.
Look, Clint makes like a good, like an Oscar-worthy movie like every 5-10 years.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
People forget that he just makes these decent little movies that your grandma would like most of the time.
Yeah.
People forget that.
Yeah, and Stunt Brad got to meet Clint on City Heat in the mid 1980s. That's awesome.
That was one of his worst movies, though.
Yeah, but still.
Like, they literally didn't give a shit. They simply thought that if you just put Burt and Clint in a movie together, people will go. It was like the BBS of its time.
Wow, this is so cool. We have so many great people from inside, the sphere here that the chat's on fire. So you guys are incredible. Like I said, we didn't have a whole lot to cover. I think we were going to bow out early. I had an incredible time. Tom, you guys just released the video on Bill. So if you guys haven't
we
had a
got
chance to check that out.
me later.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Midnight's Edge After Dark. Go over there. Check that out. It's always fun. Hopefully I can make an appearance. It depends on just how much work the boss has handed me. I'll have to reach out to her and see what that looks like for me.
No
I want to be there, Tom. You always act like I don't want to hang out. And you're wrong.
I know you don't.
I miss you.
No, you don't.
All the time.
No, you don't.
It's true.
You hearing how he lies to me, kids?
I'm not lying. It's the truth. Do you have anything you're doing? Do you have anything you're doing other than Midnight's Edge After Dark?
I'll probably try to do the Toxic Tuesday tonight because it's Rocky, and I know a lot about Rocky.
Oh wait, yeah, this is a question. 4K for you. I'm getting a lot of these.
Tomorrow, I think, right? Yeah.
Wednesday? Yeah, I think you do it on Wednesday with VR, who's, got a great voice. He's handsome, generally frustrating.
Yeah, unfortunately, I had a dentist appointment last week, so I couldn't make the show.
All right. Well, we've got a lot else. We got a lot else coming out throughout the week. I got a couple more videos coming. We've got obviously 6 Minute Daily, which I figured out that for some reason I didn't have the audio turned up on the music during the show today. That was weird. But I'm just going to boomer through this whole week. That's my plan. And then next week, this show will not be on, unfortunately, because I will be traveling. So I will be recording everything that releases next week in advance. So just FYI. So we got Toxic Man Flu with one last minute super chat for $2. Says weave culture is oppressive, sources say. That's not a weave, bro. It's not a weave. For those of you who enjoy the beard, there's change coming because I can't do this anymore. I'm probably going to keep the goatee, but this is probably gone. So bye-bye. On that note, any last words, Tom? Thoughts? Prophecies?
Like pizza.
Yeah, sounds good. All right. Well, on that note, we're going to end it the same way we always do. Be sure to take care of yourself. Take care of others. Wash your hands, of course, because it is good hygiene. It truly is. And until next time, bye.